welcome to the West Coast Wolves podcast. This is episode 14, and it is Saturday, November 5th, and we are having another field trip. We decided to film at my house again, and because it's super dark in my apartment, the best light was in the kitchen, and then you get the view of BC Place behind us. So yeah, we are...
Our show notes are glowing, so apologies for this.
The whiteness at the bottom.
Yeah, we need to see them. So
maybe BC Place is actually a UFO, and this is our magic thing that came off the UFO.
A BC Lions themed UFO. You guys can't see it, but the top part is orange, and then that part is white because the Lions are playing this evening. They've been doing good, so I'm hoping they win.
At Halloween, it was orange with a yellow face on the side of it.
Oh,
because it was like a big pumpkin. It was really funny.
That's great.
So
did you introduce yourself?
I did not.
Okay.
So I am Glenda. You can find me on Ravelry as Glenda, on Instagram as Glenda McDonald with MC. You can find the store at West Coast Wolves on all the things. So Ravelry, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the things.
And I'm Bernadette, otherwise known as Eco Geek, spelt in a really fun, olden-timey internet kind of way. But yeah, that's me. I'm that all the places. And I'm really sorry for this. We're working. Honestly, I'll just like stay angled like this the whole time. I'll glow and like lean backwards, and it'll be.
Yeah, I know. I feel like because I'm leaning forward slightly, and I feel like I look all like squished and dwarfed.
Yeah,
it's very
so
strange.
Like
okay.
Pull your shoulders back, like engage the core. Exactly. We're sitting on stools.
Yes.
We're also drinking, if you haven't picked up on that.
They were supposed to figure that out on their own.
Happy Saturday. It is also Saturday, and it's like 8 o'clock.
And Florence, look, we tried to get proper beer glasses. Just for you.
They're not the ones you gave us, but or me, I guess. But I have used the one you've given me, and it was great.
But also, that one, you have to be drinking the specific beer for that glass, right? Mm-hmm. And we're not drinking that beer.
No.
So...
I'm drinking the 78 analog Kolsch. And what are you drinking?
I have Gypsy Tears from Parallel 49.
Good old Vancouver breweries.
Gotta partake of the microbrews when you're here.
It's true.
All right, let's talk about knitting.
What? Not just beer? Just talk about beer the whole time?
That would be another podcast we could do.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
One of the local radio stations does a Friday night beer, what do they call it? I forget, but anyway, from like 3 o'clock on their Friday evening podcast or radio show, they have
they do from 3 o'clock to like possibly 3 in the morning. You're drinking.
It's like the drive home show or whatever, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's Friday Night Beer Club. That's what they call it, and they go to a local brewery and they talk about beer and they sample different kinds, and then it's fun actually. You get to learn a lot about the local beers.
Oh, that's good. I'm not wearing knits because it's warm.
Yeah.
Glenda, are you wearing knits?
I am.
Amorphous green blob.
It doesn't look like anything. This is let's see if I can stand up. It's the Isabell kraemer. There you go.
Now you're not glowing.
Look, it's like wearing thin. It's the grande favorito. This is one of 2 that I have that I've made. This one I made with Cascade 220.
I'll retrieve that.
And it's if you do want to knit this with Cascade 220, be aware I did not get the gauge in the pattern. I revamped it. I think I knit. It's on my Ravelry page. You can find it, but this is called another favorito on my Ravelry page. But I knit I think a 46 to get a 38 bust because the gauge was so different. But it works. You can totally do it.
As per usual.
Don't
good. Trust Glenda's gauge for anything.
Although, I didn't know it was closer to gauge. I just wanted to do it in Cascade 220, and I didn't. Yeah. A lot of people pair it with Kid Silk's or Debbie Bliss Angel or one of those mohair silk ones.
Yes.
And then you can do it at a looser gauge because the mohair, you want it to have a little more, it fills in the holiness of the loose gauge.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I didn't want to do that because mohair is too warm for Vancouver. So
it is. I don't understand mohair as a concept, but
I don't know. Super lightweight, super warm.
That's probably why I don't get it. I'm a generally warm person.
Go live in minus 40 temperatures.
I did. I still don't get it.
I
forgot. I'm sorry, guys. Just gonna warn you. We're gonna be in 7 different directions. If you want anything focused, maybe come back in 2 weeks. We make no promises, though.
Ooh. Oh, I shouldn't talk about it in 2 weeks, but we may have fun things coming up in our next couple of episodes.
Maybe. Okay, so in theory, this is supposed to be finished objects.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to go ahead? Because this is the episode where Bernadette finishes all the things.
Do you want to go before me, or should I do a parade of faux? Shannon, I realized I should have done a dance. I didn't do a faux dance,
yes.
and I should.
Oh my gosh, we totally should have filmed that while it was still daylight outside.
No, none of them are mine though. They're all gifts.
Oh yeah.
So it would have been these are way too large for me. Wouldn't have quite worked.
It would be a fun dance though.
It's true. Do you want to go first, or should I go first with folks? Because you have a couple.
I have a couple. So I have a couple here, and I have a couple more that I'm going to send you a photograph of.
Will do.
Because so I was continuing on my burning stash and knitting for Guild charity, and now possibly because that one I've already donated things to the Guild charity, and then I'm going to because the sales are at the end of the month. So anything I'm knitting now is going to go to a different charity, which has yet to be determined. So in the picture that I'm going to put up across probably all of it, because I'm going to do a big picture, there was a Loch Hat by Tin Can Knits in blue, which is Tracy 2 from Imperial Yarns. There is a little heart hat, which was miscellaneous DK Superwash wool. Sideways gloves, which is an Elizabeth Zimmerman pattern, and I almost kept them because I wanted to show them to you. I showed you the half-finished one?
Yes, that was the last episode.
So much fun, those
the Michael
things.
Jackson glove.
Yes, so then they ended up getting cuffs with a black cuff on it because I thought I was going to run out of yarn, so I did the cuff, and then I added 2 or 3 rows of garter in black at the bottom, and then I had a little ball left over, so I could have actually finished the whole gloves, but that's okay because I used it in another project. You'll see in a minute.
It looked good, though.
Yeah, they were, and I thought it just kind of gave a little bit of something to it.
Mm-hmm.
And was there anything else in that one? Let me look at my list. No, because that's twice. So yeah, those things are all donated, and they're going into the sale, which the first sale is on November 20th at Carson Graham High School in North Van, if you want to go buy them and support the Guild's charities. Then I did more stash busting, and I did this one, which is another colorwork drops pattern, and I always end up showing you the join.
I love the fact that it looks like mountains.
Yeah, that's kind of why I liked it, and it's really fun. I think it's a navy and grayish blue in the picture. Oh, there's my join. You can see it. We'll turn it.
I was like, that's not navy.
No, I did it, and this is just Cascade 220, and the white is maybe Cascade. I hope it's Cascade 220. But this one, Mike's claimed it. He wants it for himself because it's super fun. And then I did this one, which you probably saw on my Instagram. It's so cute. Let's push it this way. Look at the little foxes.
No. Did you duplicate stitch the eyeballs on?
Yeah, so you you ferrule all the face, and it's all orange, and then the white ears, and then all of the faces are stitched inside.
Okay.
You can kind of see where I just sort of went across and sewed them in.
Okay.
And then in theory, so this is a drops pattern hat as well, and it's actually supposed to be solid color all the way up, but I ran out of yarn in the blue, and then I thought it would look cute with the orange and white, and then I made this because it matches the little pointy ears. And I would wear it if it fit me, but it doesn't. Oops.
Nailed it.
It doesn't really there. It kind of not quite.
God, I hope that's a screenshot.
I have a really large head, so this is the kid's hat, but even adult hats never fit me. So that was another one I did. And then at the guild meeting, Alexa was there from Tin Can Knits talking about their patterns, and she had all the prism hats. And so then I made some prism hats, some stripy ones.
I like the decreases. I didn't realize they were like that.
Yeah, it's a super cool decrease. You do this fancy slip stitch thing. I don't know.
No, that made it worse.
Well, if I go in, no, it's way blowing it out.
Ooh.
But it's just, so it's a gradient of reds, because I had a couple of different reds, and then I was doing it at work, and Suna's like, here, I have more. So she gave me the pink for the top. But it's really fun.
And that's the advantage of having a tiny girl if you have a lot of pink.
Exactly. Well, and we somehow managed to both bring all of our pink and red scraps on the same day, so we were trading them. And then I did another one, and this one I sort of neglected to follow the pattern, so it doesn't have the fancy decrease. It's just a normal decrease, and I forgot to do some things like decreasing after the ribbing and all this kind of. But you know what? It's kind of a fun hat anyway.
No, it's cute. So,
and it's just, this one has totally different. It's like a gradient. All the colors change as you go up, because I had little teeny scraps of everything. So this one almost fits me actually, but I'm not really a red person. It's like one of those little teeny tiny ski hats.
Very festive right now. Super festive with your green and your red. And
there you go. I'm all ready for Christmas. Okay, your turn.
Okay.
Because that's all my FOs, right?
Yes,
Did
sorry, I took them away to try and deal with your white balance.
Yeah,
white
that's all my
balance.
finished things. I have no other.
This makes you look
finished
way
things.
paler.
I know. They're like those halogen light things or whatever. They're super bright.
Sorry, guys. It's that or like literally everything's yellow. So,
Yeah.
holy knitting. So I got on a bit of a Christmas knitting spree, I guess would be the best way to put it. I got really enthusiastic about finishing things because I may or may not have found like 3 sweaters I want to cast on immediately, but I have to finish my Christmas knitting first. So put my whip down. Has anyone else been totally tainted by that Family Guy episode where they say cool whip and now they just go whip all the time? Just me?
That one.
Nope, just me. Okay, cool.
Are they still making new episodes of that show?
I think so.
I
I feel like they are.
I don't have cable anymore, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe? I don't know. Okay, so first finished whip is a gift for my cousin.
Ooh, that shows up nicely.
Perfect. It does not show up well in photographs. So this is the Dovetail Cowl by Carina Spencer. And I did it in a skein of Madtosh Pashmina worsted. And I still had some left over, so that'll go in my blanket in the black walnut colorway. And it's I can't remember what's in Pashmina. A lot of soft things.
Is it a Madtosh Pashmina?
I think it's like silk.
Oh, yeah.
Silk merino.
Is there...
Possibly some cashmere.
Would make
Me of the
sense
future,
given the
please
name.
put in a correction at the bottom. So like traditionally not a face cover. But it's just like a little once over one
That looks
skein
super cozy.
warm cowl for her Christmas present. My cousin is incredibly knitworthy, so she will probably use the bejesus out of that because she still wears a cowl that I made her in 100% acrylic when I was a baby knitter. Like it's something amazing.
So she needs something real now.
Yes. So that's that. That's my first finished object. Second one.
Yeah, like this guy.
Because he's on top of the pile. Is this guy? This is Patch. His head's deformed because he was shoved in my bag. I'll put him
so
over Glenda's
cute.
face. So this is a pattern by Susan Claudino. He
Like,
reminds
it's
me a lot of Jack Skellington. I feel like if he did his face in just like a plain circle instead of a pumpkin, I'll just keep talking like it's not happening. If you just did like this in all black and without the leaves and then like a white head without the nub, it would be Jack Skellington totally.
Oh, yeah.
There are some people who have done it with like a scary pumpkin face, but this is going to one of the kids I nanny for, and he's 4. And although, so Nightmare Before Christmas is one of his favorite movies, but by movies I mean that beginning sequence where they sing "This is Halloween" and that's it. So I've seen that.
He hasn't seen the scary parts, eh?
He's seen like maybe 5 minutes after that, but he just like really likes the song. So Halloween's his favorite, so I made him Patch. This will go with the green sweater I knit a couple of weeks ago, and that'll be his Christmas present. This orange is a Vanna's Choice colorway, and then this is some more of that random green acrylic that I got from my friend.
I love how you did his eyes.
Yeah, well,
It
Susan,
felt really effective.
right?
And
And
like
like,
the light went. Sorry, it's just really funny. It's like
I just wanted to show that I like in the pattern he has some buttons here, but I didn't have buttons, so I just did like little embroidered crosses. I'm just gonna cover your face.
yeah, it's fine.
Oop, darkness.
Better light if you do it anyway.
Yeah, so he has little buttons, and I embroidered his face on. Susan has amazing instructions on how to make the stuffies actually look like her sample stuffies, because there's been a couple of stuffies that I've knit that turn out entirely different than the sample, but this one looks pretty accurate. So this is Patch. He's all done. He's now on the floor. Also with Susan Claudino, this is my baby wheel.
What's his name?
I don't know. Wasabi is the name of the pattern. So he looks just this. This is it. So he's a whale. He's not just like a weird face, but he's an awkward shape, so he's kind of hard to show. This is the Wasabi Whale by Susan Claudino. I knit him in some fingering weight that the same friend who gave me the green gave me. It's a 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon blend. So if they need to, they can machine wash the stuffing and it'll be okay. But the 10% nylon wasn't enough for me to knit socks, and it was only 50 grams. So I thought I would hold it double and knit the stuffy. And he's very cute, and the eyeballs are hilarious. And I'm knitting another one for her sister, because this is for the twins. He's got little things and his tiny weird wheel butt. It's very cute. And I knit this in a couple of days. They're really fast knits. And technically these were supposed to be bonus Christmas presents after I finished everything else. But I didn't want to knit any lace, so I knit a whale. Logic. Okay, he didn't make noise, so that's good. So to go with the baby whale, well, actually this is for her sister, but it's the same idea. I finished this guy.
That looks so good.
It looks a bajillion times better than the other one. They're just the coconut buttons.
Oh, wait.
I got a giant bag of them for cheap, so if they don't like them, they can replace them. I don't feel bad. So you guys saw me knitting the black version of this. So I had a minor knitting attack with my black version of this. When I went to go knit the sleeve, the first stripe before the sleeve was significantly thicker than the rest of the yarn. Because although the black and the gray yarn is listed on Ravelry's and Aran weight, in reality it's really close to a DK. So the gauge was way off. So what I decided to do is I ripped that whole black sweater out. And then I knit, a couple of people I've told have been really appalled at the fact I pulled out an entirely finished sweater. Pretty much.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Totally makes sense.
I know. The look on Suna's face was great though. She's like, what? So I pulled it entirely out and then used this one because it's the same idea as kind of like a swatch. So what I've done is for all the thinner acrylics, like the gray, the red, the orange, and the blue, I held them double, and then they matched the gauge of the yellow, the green, and the purple. So now everything is nice and even. It's more of a bulky weight sweater, but that's okay. She can wear it more like a jacket, and it's freakishly huge. I still use the 2T numbers from the Wonder Years pattern, which is what this is. Still, even though it's not my favorite pattern ever. But it's a great basic recipe to work off of, and yeah, just gray and rainbows. And it's very
looks
shiny.
So much better with the doubled, the gray doubled.
It looks way better.
More substantial and everything.
Yeah, it looks way better. I'm way happier with it, and once I'm done the whales, I'll probably cast on the other one of this, and then I'll be done with all the children's presents. And then I just put the same kind of coconut buttons on it that I got in the giant bag that were also in the green sweater. Ooh. That was fine. That's like, anyhow.
I'm not even worried about the noise of that. I'm worried about the glass tipping over.
The glass was fine.
But your yarn is right next to it.
It's okay. I can wash the yarn. But wait, there's more. So last knitted faux, and then I have non-knitted faux, is after finishing that sweater, I cast on some slippers for my dad and finished them. I just realized, Dad, if you're watching, you shouldn't be.
Turn it off.
Look away. I'll just
pretend
tell
you
them
didn't
not
see
watching.
it.
Yeah. They still need leather soles, but this is just the Cowichan Prairie Sea Fusion in the Slippers for Everybody pattern.
Which Kelsey will be teaching a class on shortly.
She will, yeah. There's 2 different sessions at the store if you want to knit up some quick Cowichan slippers. These maybe took me, like I knit one in an evening and I woke up the next morning and knit the other one.
It's also
so fast.
They're done cuffs down with the heel flap.
Yeah, I did a heel flap. I used double points too. I wasn't going to document it though. There's not going to be any proof of that. So
if you want to learn though how to do it like the basic of a sock, and then this is if you like know how to do socks and just want to try heel flap, this is a great way to try it.
That's true. This is my dad has freakishly large feet as previously documented. Well, not freakishly large. He's a man who has man-sized feet. But they're the largest size circumference in heel flap, but I knit them slightly shorter to the length of foot I know he has. And I'll put the leather soles on. I needed to consult with Glenda before I put them on because I was a little bit unsure about how to do it. But it's funny, it has a star toe on it.
Yeah.
Which I've never done before. And it kind of looks like the top of a hat. But yeah, so now my dad's all done for Christmas. Yeah, so in case anyone's wondering, with my Christmas knitting, I now only have 2 things left to make.
Yay!
That aren't already on the needles. But I kind of have to be in the mind space to knit lace, which I never am.
What are you knitting?
Well, I have to knit a she-lob shrug, and then I have to knit an offhand lace shawl.
Oh, neither one of those is too bad. I mean, the she-lob probably is more lacy than the offhand lace.
Yeah, what I'll probably do is what I did. They're both really great patterns. I've just realized recently in my knitting I'm not a lace person. I'm a cables texture person. I really enjoy texture patterns and cables. Lace is just not really my happy place. So what I'll probably do with the she-love shrug is I'll cast it on and like do a pattern repeat a day, and then it can sit in a bag and it'll just get done eventually. But I want to get some of this stuff off the needles and maybe cast on a colorwork sweater for myself, maybe.
Well, there's a Cowl going on until December, so you have to get something in there.
It's true. That's what I'm thinking.
I wasn't putting all my hats in. It's like I feel like I'm cheating because everyone else is doing like really fancy sweaters and stuff. But that's okay.
I might show off the sweater that I'm thinking about knitting. We'll see.
Works in progress.
Mm-hmm.
I have a list, and I have things not on the list. I realized, but let's start with what's on the list. Okay, so last week I talked about the sweater that I was doing for a class, and I showed you that much ribbing. Well, look, it's now like a sweater, kind of. Most of a sweater. I haven't done, my class people saw this much last time, and I haven't done more. So this will be a cardigan, so it goes like this.
You can actually kind of stand up this time and show them, and like not be weird, awkward boob shots.
Whoops! Pulling things to the ground. So it's gonna be like this. The other shoulder is, well, the shoulder's not finished, but this is the other half of the sweater.
You just leave it like that.
You have to like pin it somehow. And so I have to do sleeves, and I have to do a button band, and I have to join this shoulder.
What's the name of the sweater?
It's called Cozy Me by Natalie. Is it Natalie or Nadia? I think
it's Nadia.
Is Nadia Cretan-Lishen, which is probably not how it's pronounced. There is a child's version if you like it. There's Cozy You and Cozy Me. Cozy Me is the adult one.
Significantly cuter once you know that the other one is Cozy You.
Yes. I bought the whole book because there's like 3 sweater patterns that there's an adult and a child, and then there's matching hat and fingerless gloves that go with this lace pattern.
Oh wow.
And it's a great pattern. There's like 16, or the great book I should say. Sorry, the needles are attached and they're dropping on the floor, and Bernadette doesn't like that.
No, it's fine. We're far enough. The mic's all the way over there, so like I'm sure the sound will be echoey.
It's really awkward because okay, I'll stop now.
It's okay. I don't care right now. This is me not caring.
But it's a really fun sweater, and it will have long sleeves, and I'm doing it out of Cascade 220 in the pale blue color, which looks amazingly soft, and like, yeah, this is a close-up.
I love the lace. It's great.
Yeah, it's a super fun one. I did change her lace pattern. She does all knit twos together for all of the decreases to go with the eyelets, and because I'm super picky, I went and changed all of the ones on, like, I made them left leaning and right leaning, so I have some SSKs mixed in there because I didn't like the way that, because I wanted all my diamonds to be more pronounced as diamonds.
That makes total sense.
Just
I'd like to see like the difference though between
just
the
caring.
two. There's a mess happening on the floor.
I dropped my knitting. That's all.
No, it's a beautiful sweater. I think it'll go really well in your wardrobe.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having it done. I need to actually, our last class is on Thursday coming up, so I need to hurry up and work on that. I've been distracted by all of these other random things. So
you should get smaller, super bulky presents, and then you have like 1,000 things finished in a week.
That's true. Do you want to do one?
Sure.
Because I'm like all over the place right now.
So I'll just do the one I'm working on because it's conveniently located. So I've been working on my mother-in-law's tube scarf of doom, which is what I should actually rename this. It's going to be great when it's finished.
Here, you call it that.
Well, I think she'd probably, actually, I don't know. Probably depends on the day she was having. So I've been working on it a little bit. So this is just slightly over a quarter of my yarn.
Oh my goodness.
So
I don't think you'll need all of it. There's no way.
Not.
Let me put things in your head.
My hair's pretty flat. So last time I weighed this, it was 68 grams. It's probably down to 60 at this point because it was a couple of days ago. It's the Canucks colorway, which is appropriate considering our location to things right now. It's the Hat Trick yarn, which is an 80-20 merino blend. It's amazingly soft, and it's really nice to work with. And the reason that this has grown so much is because it's the only thing I work on my way to work and on my way from work, so it gets about an inch-ish a day.
It's really good bust knitting.
It's amazing bust knitting. I think I need to take, like, some Wonder Clips or, like, some clippy stitch markers and, like, pin this up.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not, like, as twisty.
Because it'll get everywhere and drop on the floor and stuff.
Yep, but it's coming along. It's I'm using the numbers from the Fino circle scarf. I think it's 110 stitches on a US 6. It's pretty basic. You could also just cast on until you're all the way around a 16-inch circular needle. Provisionally cast on, knitting forever. Really hoping to get through the skein of yarn that I'm working on before I see you guys next time. I'm kind of worried about what the next skein will do in regards to pooling, because this is doing a really cool pooling thing. Fun fact about this, So what happened, it'll probably do it in this section as well. So I was knitting this on Halloween when I was consuming a couple of beverages. So my gauge changed slightly and started going that way. I didn't get much knitting done, and then I started knitting again the next day when I was more sober, and then it went back the other direction.
That's so funny that subtle change makes such a huge difference in the pattern.
Every time I was probably more chilled out is probably what happened. My gauge loosened up a bit and went back that direction. It's nothing substantial, like you can't see it too much other than the pooling, but
yeah, you really
it's fun. And you can see it in the blue as well.
That's so funny.
So yeah, just fun little windows into my knitting. She won't know ever. She'll think the yarn did everything. So yeah, so that's that right now. It's, if I was to wear it, it would be here.
Yeah, I don't. So. If you said so, that's half of the skein you're working on, roughly.
A little bit over half. Yeah, so I was gonna make it enough to like loop around twice.
Oh yeah, so you probably want like 3/4 of the yarn you have.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm gonna knit it until till I think it's an appropriate length, or I get bored of it.
See, if it was me, I'd start measuring how many inches is it, and then start calculating how to make it like the least amount necessary.
Well, I know if I get like an inch done a day, it'll be okay.
That's pretty good.
And like I'm not under any time crunch. Like it's November.
Yeah,
I have plenty of time.
She says that now.
And like I'm gonna probably go see Dr. Strange later this week, so that's 2 hours of knitting time. During Guild, I got like 2 inches done. It was crazy. It's a great thing about Guild.
Lots of talking and lots of knitting time.
Lots of knitting time.
Good.
Yeah, and also sometimes you get shawls to wear for the evening. And then
I thought she gave that to you. I'm like, wow, you're actually.
I wanted it so bad.
It was so pretty.
Okay, so Alexa from Tin Can Knits and Emily, but not the Emily Ludman.
Not designer Emily.
Model Emily came to the Vancouver Knitters Guild this week.
What's Emily Wessel you're thinking? It's Alexa Ludman.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Wait, isn't the Emily that was there actually?
She's the girlfriend
of Alexa's
brother.
So she could potentially be.
In theory, she could be a Ludman, but right now she's
not.
a Reed.
Right,
and she's fabulous, and I love your hair, Emily. But so I was bugging Alexa. She was trying to set stuff up, and the slice shawl that they have in the book, which I'll probably put a picture of here. It's this beautiful pink seafoam orange shawl, which I've seen, and Alexa was wearing it at Knit City, and it was beautiful, but I was just like, it's nice. I don't really like shawls, but it's very nice. And then Alexa's like, oh, you should wear this, and I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. And then I wore it's a very long shawl, so I tied the ends together and wore it like a cowl. And the longer I stared at it, the more I realized I needed the shawl.
I think I need to make one, because Alexa kept saying how it's like a dive into your stash and find 3 random sort of coordinating sock yarns, and there you go, it's a shawl. So I might have to do that. See, my problem is that I need the shawl I wore. Yeah. I need the orange seafoam hot pink one. I think I have to talk to Krista, and she can give me the hot pink at least. Yeah. The problem is that the orange was hedgehog fiber, so I will never find that. Next trip to Ireland?
Yeah, maybe they'll just be out of stock in moving studios again. That's what happened last time.
Don't you have relatives in Ireland who can send it to you?
All my Irish relatives live in Surrey now. Oh. They all moved. Oh. And not even like England Surrey, like Surrey
Surrey.
Yep.
Interesting.
So no. But yeah, so I've now decided I need to knit the slice shawl at some point, probably when I can find those 3 colors at like a not $40 a skein price point. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Because I love hedgehog, but it's way too much money, guys. I can't do it. So nice.
Valley Yarn sells it, right?
It's still like $40 a skein though.
Yeah, but
I know. Maybe at some point.
Birthdays and Christmases are for. And,
That's true. Maybe at some point. We'll see. I am trying to work from Stash.
If anyone is watching who might be looking for gifts for a knitter, if you yourself are not a knitter, gift certificates to knitters are like amazing. They're the best gifts ever.
Yep.
So I highly recommend.
Or just like any crafter in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy them money to buy the thing they want to make stuff with.
Here, have some prepaid shopping time. It's fantastic.
Yep. No, exactly. Do you want to do another whip? I think we have enough to go back and forth.
Yeah, I might just do 2 at once because I've sort of been picking at these things, and you can tell I'm doing this one now because it's on the screen.
I keep talking about nothing.
No, I'm almost done. 2 more stitches. 2 more stitches. Okay, now we're done.
These aren't spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers.
That's the I used to be a cheerleader. I did those all the time. Fingers. This is my opal sock. The play. I don't think I've done that much since the last time I showed it, but I've been it's a good little interval. Trying to get the best light.
Not possible.
No, not possible. It's too bright. Nope. Cover my face up. It's whatever. So I've been working on that one. That's still the first sock. It's not gone very far. And then this is my Petty Harbour sock that is now, I turned a heel. Look, I turned a heel.
The fact that Glenda's consistently knitting socks, guys, is a miracle on its own.
Strange. It's very weird.
So
I did put, I was trying to put my markers where they would be useful to be like, because last time you made fun of me for having pointless markers in my sock.
I just wanted to know what they were.
So this one, just so you know, was to delineate the start of the heel flap. And this one was, that was where
That's just for funsies.
that was where the end of because they said in the pattern, it says put a marker where it switches from the pattern on the top of the foot to the gusset, which is on this side. And then I realized it's totally useless. So that's why Mousy just stayed where he is. He didn't move with the rest of the sock.
I've heard that, though, from a couple of podcasters that they, like, put a thing so they can match, like, how many pattern repeats they have to do to their gusset to make socks match.
The gusset part I'm not usually so worried about because I figure as long as I pick up the same number of stitches on the heel flap, the gusset decreases should be roughly the same.
Yeah.
Where I usually pay a lot of attention is just to make sure that the length of you want your two socks. See, look, actually, this one isn't exactly correct. I think I'm slightly off on because you want these, like, the two sock cuffs to be roughly the same length. So I usually leave markers for that, but whatever.
Yeah.
These socks are so messed up. There's so many, this 4-row stitch pattern was too much for me and I keep messing it up and I look at some sections and it's fine and then I keep going on the same row and I realize it goes all wonky and I don't care. That's kind of where it is.
You should never knit Hermione's everyday sock.
No, I think I'm going to go back to just plain old vanillas because, you get fun stripy yarns and you don't need to do anything fancy. Yeah. And maybe I'll get creative and do, I know I have to knit another pair of the Senator socks.
That's unfortunate.
I have like 1.5 skeins left. I have to do a lot of those. But no, the problem with that one is I have to do a heel that does not interrupt the stripe sequence.
Just do a contrast heel.
But if I do a heel flap, I can't.
Contrast heel flap.
But it doesn't work because when you pick up for the foot, it still messes with the stitch pattern. Because then you pick up around, so you have all of those extra stitches while you're decreasing the gusset. I need to do some sort of an afterthought heel. So I have to, and that, like, the first set I did a proper afterthought heel.
Yeah.
But is there an alternative to an afterthought heel that still does the same thing with not messing up the stripe sequence?
The thing is, an afterthought heel doesn't interrupt this. You mean the same thing as a heel flap and gusset without interrupting?
No. Well, no, I just don't like doing the waist yarn and picking up from the waist yarn for the afterthought heel. But I do like the way that it's completely independent of the rest of the sock.
Oh, okay.
So I need something that I can, like...
You could do the Susan B. Anderson one where you, like, do the heel, like, an inch or so after you get past the waist yarn. And she does a few more extra rows of waist yarn.
Oh, right.
So it's bigger.
Okay. Oh, that's the SOS sock, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will get
that one. So you could do that one.
Try that one. Because I don't like picking up the stitches on each side of the waist yarn. It's just...
You do still have to do that. But, like, you do it sooner rather than later. Because, like, you could do a fish lips kiss heel. It has a similar look. And then you could do a contrast fish lips kiss. And you don't have to increase and your stitch count doesn't change. Yeah, maybe I'll try that one. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. I don't know. Because I know that, like, I don't do contrast heel flaps. I don't do heel flaps. Yeah. So I'm guessing, but I know this keeps freaking me out. Kay does contrast heel flaps all the time to maintain her stripe sequence, and it seems fine. So maybe go stare at Kay's. Yeah, because to me, I always find that, like, once you've picked up down your gusset, like here, your stripe keeps going on the top. But no, because this, like, if you've... Have you tried it? No, I haven't tried it. But in my mind, the heel... things in my mind always work out. Dealing with the fictional sock knitting. But no, because, but once you've, like, to me, the heel, contrast heel, if you do the heel flap and the contrast heel, it ends here. But then you still have to pick up all around the gusset and do all these decreases, and that's going to mess up the stripe sequence. Well, if you're doing a self-striping, it doesn't mess up the stripe sequence, because the yarn is still on top. So it's just the stripes would get thinner, though, yeah? No. Okay, so you go to do your heel flap. You leave your main yarn. I'll show you guys too. Yeah. Hi. So when you're doing contrast heel flap, you just leave your main yarn there. Yeah. And then you do your contrast heel flap. Yeah. And then like, the little turny thing. You cut this, and then you come back. So it doesn't go here. I think. I'm under the impression that you just do a contrast heel flap in this bit.
Yeah.
The under bit. And
But
then
see,
when you
to
get
me,
here, you
it's-
start doing that with your yarn.
Yeah, but you would still, I don't know.
They don't look messed up when Kay shows me her
I
socks.
wonder if it depends on the kind of stripes, because like solid block stripes would be okay.
Yeah.
But I know like when I did that, the hat trick one, it's like this weird color pattern that goes around.
It's not
a
stripes.
stripe.
It's a variegated.
Yeah.
So that might, because you're decreasing, mess with the pooling.
Yeah.
Like me being slightly inebriated, mess with the pooling of the scarf.
And I think, so yeah, I guess it's not so much the striping as the pattern goes off. Because when I tried to make the socks before, and I was just going to do solid heel flap at the whole way. And then this really cool sort of subtle stripe pattern ended up with this big, ugly yellow and red zigzag thing that looked awful. And and that's why I went to that after that heel.
Yes.
So I need.
So you need a heel that doesn't decrease or increase, because what you're trying to do is maintain a variegated pooling, not maintain a stripe.
Yeah,
because it's different. Which
I just think
is a
of it all
little
as self.
inside baseball, which is really nothing a saying I've never understood. So yeah, you just don't want to decrease your stitches. So yeah, either do a fish lips kiss or maybe try Susan B's heel, because you are picking up waist yarn, but you're doing it sooner rather than later.
Not at the end.
The fish lips kiss heel looks kind of like an afterthought heel, but with a slightly more like.
Yeah, I'll try that one because I've never done one anyway. So I should try it on this sock.
There you go.
And then give it a shot. And then when I go to the senator's sock, it doesn't matter.
Because you can do like a fish lips kiss with a contrast fairly easily.
Yeah.
It doesn't increase or decrease.
And this will look kind of fun with like a black heel. So I'll try it on that one.
Or like a green or something.
I'll dig through my stash and see what I have.
You don't have any stash. What are you
I
talking
have lots of stash.
about?
Oh, you can't.
It's like 15 minutes talking about heels.
Can you see the basket in the background there?
Yes.
There's a white toy box underneath it. That's my stash, in case you're wondering.
I was like, that's not a toy box. That's a window seat.
No, we actually, so Mike built those in an apartment that we were in a scary long time ago. It was like 14 years ago. And anyway, we had this huge, all windows on one side of the apartment, and there was like zero storage in the apartment. So he built those two boxes, and we were supposed to put, they were going to be painted some dark color, and then we were going to actually upholster the top, and they were going to be window seats, and we never got that far. So we might still do it. We were talking about taking them on the balcony and painting them. And then we could window seat them. But
it's not a bad idea. It's a beautiful window. The view is clearly worth it.
I don't know that I sit there so much, but it's
might.
great. Yarn storage.
That's true. Okay. So I'm going to go on to
Back to
picks,
knitting.
so we can just talk about heel flaps and things forever. So speaking of socks, so we were going to dinner. By we, I mean Brian and myself.
She doesn't take me to dinner.
No, we do go to dinner, just not that much. Brian and I were going to dinner with his family, so his mom was going to be there. So I couldn't take my scarf with me to knit. So I panicked to cast on socks, because I couldn't just sit there like a normal person. Thank God I didn't. We waited like an hour for our food. It was ridiculous.
Ooh, that's not good. Where'd you go?
Sienna, I think. It was Granville and 12.
Oh, that Italian. I love that restaurant.
It was really tasty. I got the flat iron steak, and I got them to
Yeah.
replace my mashed potatoes with salad, so I felt very good.
very healthy of you.
Delicious mushrooms. It was really great.
They make homemade pasta there. That's so amazing.
It was a great restaurant, but I think they were understaffed. It wasn't a big deal. There was also a party of 10 of us. Like, we weren't expecting super fast service. But anyhow. Oh my god. So sorry, guys. So I cast on socks. There's the second one, but this is the one that's got the most knit on it.
I like the design on that. It's so fun.
It's Patton's Cry in Greener Pastures, which I'm joking is Brian's death socks. Moving on to Greener Pastures. In my head. He doesn't notice. He also doesn't watch, so I can make this joke all I want. And it has a dinosaur hanging off of it. So I got all of that knit yesterday, and then I cast on the other toe while I was at work. It's not fully through the increases, but it does exist. It has a play knit on it. Apparently I was going with first grade themed stitch markers. We spent like a really long time trying to pick out the second one. I was like, I'm going to go with none of your suggestions. We're going to do
She
space.
does have another dinosaur, but it's a lot bigger.
It was too big.
It's a dinosaur skeleton.
Yeah.
Do we have any of those left? I can't remember if they all sold it in the city or not.
I don't know. We still have to deal with the stitch markers living under the cabinet.
I know.
Okay. We're like 20 minutes in. We're not even through our whips. Do you have anything else?
I do have more. I have one more whip. Or two more. Well, oh yeah, two more. Okay, so this one's not on my list because I just started this last night. So this is a shawl that I'm making, and this is all I have of it. And I was going to knit on this while we were doing the podcast, and then I realized I'm like 4 rows away from changing to the next stage of the shawl. and that would be too complicated to do while talking to you. So let me show you a picture of what it looks like. It is called Elk's Tooth, and it's by Caitlin French. And there's a picture in black and white. I should have printed in color, but I didn't, and because Caitlin's hair is a lovely shade of blue in that picture. I really like it. And I'm doing it with one skein of Luette Gems Sport Weight that I had left over from when we actually carried it in the store. And I didn't know what to do with it, and I just randomly found the pattern last night and started it, and it's actually really fun. So there's all this increasing. I always think the shawls go the other way, and I'm like, how come it doesn't look like a shawl? I'm like, oh yeah, it goes this way. So this is a plain increase bit, and then you get to the
Fun
like
lacy
the
bit.
the fun lacy bit. I'll show you again.
That's
You
so
can see the fun
great.
lacy bit, and then there's just some seeds. Some sort of seed-esque stitch. I think it's got a fancy design because that's fancier than seed stitch in there.
Looks like a ribby type.
Yeah.
Maybe a broken rib?
I don't know. I haven't looked that far ahead. But yeah, so that's my other whip. And then, do you have any more?
I have to finish a row, but yes, I do.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I was catching up with Sue and Chelsea on, was it Friday morning or Thursday? I can't remember.
Yeah. I'm still only 40 minutes in. I've been watching it in 20-minute chunks in my
Oh,
morning.
yeah?
Yeah, because I don't wake up early enough to watch
So-
whole podcasts.
They started talking about crochet, and I'm like, oh, I really want to be crocheting, and none of my crochet was appealing to me, and so I started some more crochet. So it's
All the weekender blankets.
I have so many now. This is like number 4, or number 3 anyway, for sure. Number 4 is the 4th one is like in my mind. It's not been worked on yet. So the difference is this one is all of my wool and alpaca and actual real fiber bits and pieces. And I was going along very well and just taking the little leftovers from the sweaters I've been making recently. And then I remembered that I actually have this big Rubbermaid, they call it a shoebox, but it's way bigger than a shoebox, full
It's
of
a
little
large
bits and
shoebox.
pieces of stuff. And so then I've been finding so some of these are actually like fingering weight. Like this is a really old Elan cashmere silk something blend that I had that I've doubled, and this isn't the same thing but in different color. And then I don't even know what half these are. I remember them sort of from certain projects, but
I'm so glad you also have a crazy scrappy blanket.
it's so
It's
fun.
also now been punctured by your sock.
That's all right. But it's not really a blanket yet because I can't fold it. It could be I don't know what
I
it
feel
is.
like mine wasn't much bigger when I was like, it's a blanket. I can fold it.
It's going to be a blanket. That's the important part. The other thing I'm doing is I was starting to be like, oh, I've already used that color in here. I have to put it away and to use elsewhere. But I'm gonna like actually reuse the colors and try and actually use up leftover bits of stuff that way they can't just pile up in a box in a cupboard like they usually do.
fun. You guys have 7,000 crocheted blankets going.
But and so I have more in here, but I won't bring them out till after because I'll
Show off your bag.
Oh yeah, well okay. I was gonna do that in acquisitions, but I'll show it off now. Look.
Oh, it's a blur.
It's
great.
totally washed out.
It's a
That's
beautiful
too bad.
blur you have.
I love this bag so much. Oh my goodness. This is the Winter on Lake Revelstoke bag from, oh darn, stupid light.
No, that's not helping.
It's not helping at all.
Okay, I'll take the paper off the table. Maybe
That
that'll
might
help.
help. It helps a little bit. You can see all the trees and it's like, I love it. It's by Larch Designs. Hi, Jenny. Thank you for the great bag. I'm so glad I got it. I almost missed out because I had like in my head the time of the update, and because she had like a pre-order update, and I almost missed it, and I was so excited that I got it on like the last couple. But you can see her tag. It's a Lone Larch on the side, and this really pretty.
Jenny
leaf.
also has a podcast, by the way. if
Yes,
Glenda did
go
not.
watch her podcast. I love it. Her like.
I want Watson and the little kitty
I
who
want
steals
your
yarn.
kitty. Oh my goodness, your kitten. You can give it to me any day. I will take him in a second. He's adorable. I love him.
And I know Watson's annoying, Jenny, but he is super adorable.
He's so cute.
I just love. He does the same thing that my mother-in-law's poodles do, where they're like, they just sit there and wait for you. They're like, "Are you done? Can you love me? Are you done? Can you love me? Please pay attention."
And then I won't
so
show you the
lonely.
note. She sent me a really sweet note. Thank you, Jenny. But she also sent me. You can see her butt. I love her pin. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, stupid light.
That's okay. Oh, I was like, you can
It's
see the
not.
stitch
You can
marker.
kind of see it. And then there's the stitch marker, the tree stitch marker, which I
Look at
haven't.
the context of her being a Lego person.
She tells you in one of the podcasts that she does. I want to say nephew made it.
Oh,
It's like because
okay.
it's like a minifigure and there's like 2 trees and her nephew made this little made her in Lego, and so that's what they made into the batch. It's so cool.
That makes sense.
I love it. But I'm so excited to have one. And it's like, so it's got, I think,
Sparkles.
yeah, it's got sparkles on the inside.
You can't see them.
You can't see them at all. I'm sorry. This is really bad lighting. But I love it. I'm so glad I have it.
It's either bad lighting or no podcast.
Yes, exactly.
And now you get slightly intoxicated and bad lighting. Great combo.
We're going to get so many thumbs down on this episode.
Oh, no.
Just you wait.
I was going to be like, I dare you, but don't, please. It's gonna hurt my feelings a little bit,
Yeah,
to be
totally.
perfectly honest.
Well,
if you don't like it, just leave. I won't know. Actually, I will know, but I don't care.
Come back next time. I promise we'll be back at the store. And it will be
more sober at like 7 o'clock in the morning. These are the two modes we have, is like pre-work and post-work. Normal work is somewhere in between. Okay, so my final whip, like 30 minutes into this, is I'm knitting the companion to the other Wasabi whale.
Oh yeah, I thought that looked familiar.
Yeah, so we'll show a picture that doesn't have secret sauce on it. Mainly because he's wearing a hilarious sushi type thing. So this is Wasabi Whale. I love him so much. And this is the companion to the one that I was just working on, or just finished. Because they're twins, so they each need the same thing in different colors. So this is going to go to the one that the gray sweater is going to, and then the red whale is going to the one with the black sweater. So they're little kits. I don't know why I can't just do one thing. I'm working on it. So it is just a tonal green, same sort of idea. Fingering weight, held double. I think the yarn is called like Fortuna Fashion Toes, I think. Same 90% merino, 10% nylon blend. The cool thing about Susan's patterns is they're really well designed. So this is the nose of the whale, clearly. Nose of the whale. And then you do like a pearl stitch so you can see where the eyes go. And then you knit all the way back on the whale. And you don't break at any point until you get all the way down to the tail and you have to do the fin bits. And the only things you knit separately and so on are the side fins. So it's entirely done in one piece. And it's amazing.
Do you have to knit the side fins and then sew them on, or is it possible to pick them up and knit them, like the direction that they're knit? Could you pick them up and knit them?
You could, but it's like 10 rows. So you like, it's really, it's not hard. When I started the face of this one, I almost accidentally started it as a fin because I knit 4 in a row. I highly recommend Susan Claudino's patterns if anyone wants to knit a stuffy. All the ones I've knit have been really well designed, really fun to knit, really fast. She really makes an effort so you can recreate what her picture looks like, because like her picture looks like this. And as you could, if you can remember from 20 minutes ago, mine looks like this. It's very similar to her picture. So, like, sometimes I have a hard time taking the picture and making it real, but she makes an active effort to make sure that you can reproduce it instead of being like, sew eyes on. Like, maybe it will work, maybe it won't. So yeah, you start here, you knit all the way back. You knit all the way to this fin, then you break yarn, and then you knit the other one. And you sew these guys on. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm very excited. I want to knit all these for me, which is what happens when I knit.
You have to knit them in supersize.
Oh, that's a great idea.
They could have a giant whale to go with our giant submarine.
Giant baby wheel. And I totally forget what that's from, but Candace mentioned it on Pin Feathers and Pearls, and now I can't stop saying, it's a baby wheel! And yeah, so that's my last whip. Well, kind of. I have a couple of future whips I wanted to slightly talk about. So one, which I was supposed to have done and I didn't have done, was I have this idea for a poppy project. There's a couple of other projects like that on the internet, but this is my own thing, because I get slightly annoyed when it hits like November 1st and everyone jumps immediately to Christmas and forgets about Remembrance Day. And I realize Christmas is very exciting. As someone who starts knitting for Christmas very early, I like Christmas. But I feel like it's important to not forget the sacrifices that people made for us in past wars and the service that people have done. So what I'm going to try and do for next Remembrance Day, it's not happening this time, is because we have a big window in our store, if anyone has ever been to the real location of our store. And I want to try and fill the whole window with poppies for next year. What I kind of want to...
hanging and stuff too, right?
Yes, not like just a pile of poppies. I want to kind of like thread them with fishing wire so they're like falling and then have some at the bottom. So what I'm going to try and do over the next year, which is going to be super interesting for you guys to watch, is knit and crochet a bunch of different poppies to put in the window for next year. Because it is really important to me that we at least wait 11 days into November to say thank you to people who did things that I don't think I could have done. That I think are very important. I meant to crochet one. I forgot, honestly, which is awful. But hopefully, that's what I'm going to do over the process of the year. If anyone feels like crocheting a poppy and dropping it off at the store, or crocheting or netting a poppy and dropping it off at the store, totally welcome to. No one has to. It's just a crazy thing I'm doing. But if you feel like you want to, you're welcome to.
There's a lot of poppy patterns on Ravelry too.
Yep, and I'm going to try most of them, because I think we guesstimated I probably did like close to 300.
Yeah, you probably need a couple hundred. If they're like...
Yeah,
I mean, if they're bigger, it's not so many, but if, they're like this size, then they need to be...
I don't want any like super bulky giant poppies, but like various sizes and scraps and stuff. So the idea is to try and like not do a year of remembrance, because that's way too much work, but to try and, I don't know, make a statement with it. Because I like Christmas, but it can wait 11 days. That's what the window should be. I like Christmas.
Too early for Christmas.
It can wait 11 days.
It's the one drawback of having Thanksgiving in October. It's like Halloween ends and poof, it's Christmas. Mm-hmm. At least like I remember when I lived in New York City, the day after Thanksgiving was like instantly
Black Friday.
Yeah, but like instantly, like you wake up in the morning and all of the Christmas tree lots are on the corners and all of the decorations are. It's like everybody waits till like 11:30 at night on Thanksgiving and then goes and puts up all their Christmas decorations.
Yeah, and
it's
like
so funny.
And like here, it was like Halloween night. Like trick-or-treaters weren't even back and people had their Christmas lights up and there were Christmas trees.
I've seen, I was downtown and I saw a couple of apartments with Christmas trees in the window.
Wait 11 days.
Oh my goodness.
If you want to put your Christmas tree up in a place where like it's not like a public statement of I'm not waiting 11 days, that's fine.
I just don't understand why.
No, if you want to sell it, you can celebrate Christmas all year if you want. I don't care. But it's just the jumping over that one day. We need to wait 11 days. Anyhow, I could go off about this forever. Glenda's now gonna... I'm like, I could pick that up for you, but I'm almost done.
That's all right. I'll just steal this one. Because they're totally the same, right? Actually, they're not.
I was like, that's mine, isn't it? Or is that yours? That's yours.
No, it's mine, but it's not the same size as these ones.
Okay, so on like a more upbeat note, I was mentioning before about a fair-ass sweater I wanted to knit. So Marcia, Very Little, and Katie of Inside Number 23 are doing a color work knit-along that goes until the 1st of December. And I wasn't originally going to participate. And then this pattern came out on Ravelry this morning, I think. I sent it to you this morning.
Yes, you sent it this morning.
So this is the Fargo pullover.
Is it actually from the film?
Yes. Well, it's based off the TV show.
Okay.
And apparently one of the characters has a sweater very much like this. So it is by Sheila Toy Stromberg. And she says it's worn by a character called Noreen Vanderslice, which he did not make up. But the thing I love about this, one, it's worsted weight, and two, it's done in mainly scraps. So each one of these colors, from what I can get, besides the white, is like 20 to 40 yards. So I might have to knit this. I have to go home and like go through my worsted weight scraps and stuff. It's done from the bottom up. And you're supposed to have a bit of positive ease in it, so I think I'm probably going to knit the medium. Because color work sucks in anyway. Yeah. Worst comes to worst, I can slightly felt it. It will be fine.
Do you have enough colors of tweed from Ireland to do it all in tweed?
No. I have two. I have two colors of tweed.
You can supplement it with what's in the store.
Yeah, but the point is, it would be. The point is to use scraps. So I'm going to go through my stash and see what I have and see what I need to supplement. I'll probably get like 2 balls of Cascade 220 to do the ribbing consistently and then the white consistently.
Or the dark, whatever the little peaks of the chocolate.
Yeah, so like I'll probably get that to be consistent and like there's peaks and then like there's the white bits in between. But anyhow, I'll figure it out. I have a couple of days off, so I'm going to figure this out. And yeah. So in case anyone wants, because I know Glenda's been knitting hats like a crazy person, but in case you want to shove all your stuff together in one project, which is apparently what I'm going to do, I think this is a great option. It only came out a couple of days ago, so we'll see. I'm very excited. Also, the lady in the pattern has amazing hair. It's like blue and purple, and I love it. But yeah, so that's that. And I think we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with acquisitions and stories.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Also, to start while you're drinking. Okay, so
straw.
We're back, and I forgot that we have, well, I have craft all the things. Do you guys love the graphics? It's just me, I know. It's okay. So, I'm going to preface this with Sam. If you're watching, either stop now or close your eyes.
Go away.
Preferably just don't. So, as part of my Christmas crafting, I'm trying to do more sewing and less knitting, just because then I can knit other things for me. Because I can only sew at home. I can knit everywhere. So my friend Sam really liked my Super Tote by Noodlehead that I made ages ago. It's actually been wearing really well for a bag I made myself. Glenda's seeing things on her ceiling.
I
am. So Sam requested that I make her one for Christmas. And Sam is my crazy cat lady friend. So all my crazy cat ladies, you're going to love this. So I went to Spool of Thread, and I got this fabric with the cat faces. Yep. They're wearing little flower crowns. And this one looks very much like Sam's cat.
The blue-eyed ones with the, like...
These ones?
Yeah, they look like they're spaced out on something.
A little bit. So this front bit is a pocket. And the lining of the bag I'll show you in a bit. Normally there's supposed to be a magnetic thing or, like, some Velcro. On mine, I always feel like I'm going to rip the magnetic thing off, and it's not actually that helpful, so I left it off of Sam's.
They're super strong, and I always think that, too. Like, the fabric isn't strong enough for the strength of the magnets on those things.
Yeah. So it's a giant tote bag, and it's got that front pocket, and then it's got elastic pockets on the inside as well, and a recess zipper. So the lining, by the way, is so these cool, really weird Picasso-esque cats. So the whole thing is my crazy cat lady bag.
Hey, wait, there's little elastic pockets inside?
Yep. Okay, hang on. I'll turn this inside out.
So you could do, like, the yarn pop bag thing and put grommets through it and then knit out of your bag.
You could. You could also just have your zipper open.
Oh, yeah.
And knit out of your bag.
But then the yarn would get caught in the zipper.
No, your zipper's open.
Oh.
Just leave it. I just realized I hadn't trimmed a thread.
Yeah.
So it's the inside of the bag, so it doesn't look as nice. But, so on the inside you have elastic pockets, so you can put goodies in there. You can put yarn. I hope Sam's not allergic to alpaca. But they're, yeah, so pockets is, and then the recess zipper. And yeah, so that's Sam's gift all done.
Who's the designer of that?
Noodlehead.
Oh, right. That's why I've seen that one.
She makes amazing patterns.
I like her bag.
Yeah.
All of her bags.
Yeah, she designs amazing bags. She does, I want to make her maker tote. I bought fabric for it ages ago, but can't find the weird interfacing. But I love this bag. I use mine all the time. I've had it for at least a year, and it's actually wearing really, really well. I, because of my bad sewing skills, expected it to die immediately. But it's been really good, and I use it all the time. I don't tend to use it when it rains because I fill my bag too full and it sticks out from under my umbrella and then it all gets wet. But if you did like a canvas, it'd be a little bit more water resistant.
Vancouver rain is special. You need very waterproof bags.
Yeah, so I've been switching to my classic JanSport backpack instead of this. But these are amazing. Highly recommend them as a bag make if you want. I wouldn't say it's like a beginner, but like if you're an adventurous beginner, maybe an intermediate enlisted knitter sewer, I would recommend it. It's really great. So the other thing I sewed, Christmas gift wise, were some more coasters. I made these slightly different than the ones I made before. I didn't do binding on these. So there's a set of 4 of them. There's 4. 2 were slightly smaller by accident.
It's very trying to reduce the glare.
I don't know if it'll happen. So I just did a classic log cabin style of quilt as you go, and then I turned them inside out and sewed them to this argyle kind of fun backing. Each of them is a little bit different. These are for my uncle for Christmas, because he loves coasters. I normally make
like
him
the goofy reindeer.
It's a greyhound.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's that fabric.
Yeah, I have anyone who like has seen any of my handmade things will know all of these fabrics. They're all just scraps I had. Even this is scraps. It's the back of the placemats I made for Brian and me. So same idea. But I normally make him dishcloths. But he doesn't understand that you're supposed to like not just wear a dishcloth to death and then you use a new one. He just has been using the same dishcloth for like months at a time. He washes it, but it's like, I'll use this one till it dies. So when I make him 4 dishcloths a year,
They last a whole year.
They last 3 years. So he has too many now. So I made him coasters because he also likes coasters. This is the problem with having minimalists in your life who don't like stuff. I don't know what you do for gifts for minimalists.
Experiences.
I can't craft an experience.
No, you
for
can't.
that. Can't do it. So yeah, he gets coasters. I may or may not make more of these for my brother. And then my last craft all the things is a cross stitch, which I planned to have finished. And spoilers, I don't. You guys will never see one of these done ever, apparently.
Are you going to have to send this one away again?
No, I also realized I don't actually need this color because I found out the bride isn't actually wearing a veil.
Oh.
So I'm making another cross-stitched couple because I'm going to a wedding in less than a week.
Oh, it's one on Friday or Thursday.
Yeah. So I have the bride done.
Very glary.
There we go. So there's the bride. It's a white person with brown hair. Spoilers. But yeah, and then I have to do her groom, who is apparently wearing a black suit with a black shirt and black shoes. So he's going to be a black blob with a red tie. Which might...
like dark gray. You know, you can get the almost black grays.
Maybe. We'll see.
And
The
then
problem...
at least the shirt will be different from the jacket.
I might just do like some back stitching. And like to separate it. Either that or like... The only reason I'm doing it is because apparently the groom's grandmother used to cross stitch and do crafty things.
Yeah.
So it will actually mean something to him. I was initially not going to do this, but Brian convinced me I should. So hopefully I'll have this done. I will have this done next week. And you'll get to see another picture of the same kind of cross stitch. Hopefully at some point in the future I'll actually have one of these done on time. No promises. And this is living in... Actually, this is a noodlehead tutorial of my Canada bag. So yeah. That's my craft all the things for this week.
So I don't have craft all the things, but I have acquisitions instead.
Yes, do the thing. I have acquisitions as well. But you go
crafted.
first.
But so, since the last podcast, I disappeared to the States for a weekend because we had to go to a wedding, and the wedding was in Zion National Park, which is in Utah, which somehow it's the closest airport is Las Vegas. So we flew into Las Vegas and we rented a very tiny Fiat and then drove to the park, and the car rental attendant was convinced, she was trying to convince us to take a bigger car because apparently driving a little two-door Fiat 100, you can't do that. It's so small. It doesn't have a trunk. You can't drive that all the way to the park. But we did. It was fine. We didn't use it for 2 days, so why would we need a bigger car? So this is the thing about
Canadian problems.
Yes, Canadian problems. So we went, when I was in Vegas, because, you know, you go traveling, you gotta go to a yarn shop. So I found the Sin City knit shop. This is their card. Can you see it? Kind of. There you go.
Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it?
It was there a second ago. Blocked my face. No, it doesn't work.
That's a lot.
Anyway, it's a really fun little store. And I met Debbie, the owner, and one of the other people that was working there. She didn't tell me her name, but hello, good to see you. And then I had to buy yarn. So this one, I really wanted to have this knit up for you because I actually don't even know what it looks like because it came like this. So this is one of their hand-dyed yarns that's dyed, I think, I'm not sure if Debbie does it herself or if it's just the other staff members, but they call it Sin City yarn. You can see there's the thing. And Wild Aces is the colorway. And it is a 75 superwashable, 25% nylon. And so yeah, I got that one. And then, so that's my sock yarn. And then I told Mike to I found a yarn that I liked, and I'm like, pick a color. So he picked this one. This is an Italian yarn. And it's just sock yarn. And there's two, because they're 50-gram balls.
This would be fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be neat to knit up. So I kind of peeked at it, because I looked it up on Ravelry to see, like, just to see more about the yarn. And I think this one does self-striping, not so much self-patterning.
It looks like it would self-stripe.
Yeah, I think it's a really fun. He said it was like Vegas colors because it's like yellow and money and whatever.
Kind of. I can see like more like Utah deserty kind of.
Yeah,
colors.
it actually suits where we were for the wedding like a whole lot more because oh my gosh, Zion! Go look up Zion National Park on Google Maps. It is gorgeous. There's like the main park. There's a canyon with these 1,500-foot cliffs on either side, which you can climb up, which we chose not to.
I'll try and put a picture of
I can
Glenda's
give
experience
you
in here.
One of them.
Because I hate the phrase, go look up X in anything. So I'll put
we'll put a picture in. I'll email you a picture to put in here.
I can steal it off your Instagram.
Oh yeah, that too.
Sorry.
Well, no, I have better ones from our like 8 billion that we took on our camera.
All right. It's just a personal thing. I kind of hate it when it's like, just Google it. No.
But no, I would say if you like are interested in like climbing and stuff,
it is beautiful. There are better pictures.
And there's a hike called Angel's Landing, and if you go and look, you can actually see the hike because they've somehow on Google Earth, you can see like as if you're climbing it. And at one point, the trail is 3 feet wide, and there's like these, several 100 feet drops on either side. I was not.
No, why?
Not something I wanted to do, but it apparently is amazing if you're up there. And then my other acquisition I already showed you is my really cool Lone Larch bag. So that's
good
all.
Though. I don't have a ton of acquisitions. In theory, I was trying to not buy anything.
Yeah, we are supposed to be doing this like Stashbusting competition where we're trying to use up as much as we can.
All of my gifts were stashed, though.
All of my hats have been stashed.
There you go. Yeah, okay, so we're doing good. So, in all fairness, one of these I won. I'll start with the winning one. So I participated in the Bakery Bears knit-along for the Socks of Summer camp, and I won a yarn, which is really exciting because I love this. I love the podcaster who made this yarn, and I love the podcast that the yarn came from. So this is Little Yellow Uke. Ah, goodness. Little Yellow Uke Crafts. She has... There we go.
Awful.
Hang on, there we go.
Is it possible it got darker outside?
Maybe. But yeah, so this is Little Yellow Uke. This is a special colorway she made for the Bakery Bears knit-along. It's like a bluey gray kind of semi-solid. It's a BFL nylon base, so it'll be super sturdy, and I'm actually going to do like patterned socks with it. But it's beautiful. Zena, the lady who hosts the podcast, dyed it, and I'm very excited. It's like 425 meters, and I'm very excited that I want it because I love Zena and I love her podcast and I love the Bakery Bears. So these will be very special socks. I don't know what they'll be, but they have to be socks because they're BFL nylon.
If you wanted to make them for someone, that's sort of my color.
No, these are my Glenda gray socks.
But then if the Glenda gray socks, it should be for Glenda. Doesn't that make sense? That makes total sense to me.
I'll just give you the mini when I've done them. But sure. I want to see how a BFL nylon base wears, really. Because that sort of strong base needs to be socks.
Yeah.
Not that it wouldn't also be like a beautiful shawl or something, but I kind of want to kind of be mean to it and see what happens. But yeah, those will be very special socks. I'm very excited. And then the other acquisition I had, I only brought one of the 4 skeins of one. But if anyone watches the Once Upon a Corgi podcast,
also known as Bernadette's doppelganger.
Yeah, I was like, a watcher of both our podcasts realized that we're accidentally almost the same person. So if you want to be really terrified of the fact that we're the same person, also Gabby has a great podcast, but it's also really funny to watch. We both talk like total weirdos. Brian, my boyfriend, watched watched Gabby's podcast, and was a little bit weirded out at how similar we were. So Gabby, if you see this, get Jake to watch our podcast, and then see if it weirds him out as much as your podcast weirded out Brian. Because apparently our mannerisms are very, very similar. But anyhow, Gabby knit a beautiful pullover called the Wendy's pullover. It's just a basic kind of fingering weight t-shirt with a Peter Pan collar. And I love the fact it's Wendy's pullover and has a Peter Pan collar. That makes me very, very happy. I guarantee that's probably why they did it. But Gabby made hers in like a Madtosh that was a mustardy kind of color and then a black collar. And I love it. And so I decided to knit one with a mustard body and a black collar. I'm using it in our Elfin Tweed base, though, which is being totally blown out. This is the Soleil colorway. And then the collar is going to be in ebony, which is the black. They're tweedy. They're a merino bamboo llama, not alpaca. Camelid base. And yeah, I'm very excited because I have a whole bunch of blue things in my wardrobe, and I think this would go really well with like my TARDIS skirt and a bunch of other skirts that I've sewn, possibly over blue dresses. So the fun thing is about mustard, it goes really well with my other favorite color, cobalt blue. So yeah, I'm very excited to knit this. The Farrell sweater has jumped in front of it in my queue because of the knit along, but I want to swatch for this soon. But yeah, so that's my other acquisition. Don't worry, I'm not knitting a sweater out of 2 skeins. I have 4 of these. They're 50-gram skeins. There's 208 yards on each ball. So if you're doing something like the 3-color cashmere cowl, it's really great because you can only get 1 ball when you'd only use half of a 100-gram skein. Elise from My Two Tips, I almost said Two Tangled Skeins. Elise from My Two Tips did her 3-color cashmere cowl out of it, and then she also did the cameo shot.
Yeah, she did the cameo in the yellow with the white, and it's so pretty.
Yes.
It's really nice.
And it's amazing yarn, and I'm really excited to finally get an opportunity to knit with it, because I've been staring at it since we got it. I didn't know what to make with it, and now I know, and I'm very excited. So yeah, that's my acquisition. Yeah, and I think the only thing we have, the other page fell. Oh, that's the important page.
Yes. The only thing we have left, though, is the our draw. Tonight's the winner for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
We do, yeah.
And
so we asked you guys to tell us what the weirdest thing you knit was.
And you guys knit some pretty crazy stuff.
That's so funny. I love that people are like, I haven't knit weird enough things. I need to knit more weird things. You do.
Knitting weird things. Just think of
it's
some
just fun.
Random thing and go knit it. That's basically how you have to do that.
You can knit a whale. That's weird. I knit a pumpkin person this week.
Yeah.
That's also weird. Yeah, even just like some yarns, if you knit them, you're like, that is a very weird thing. If you knit a ruffle scarf recently, I have a feeling that would qualify. Sorry. Not to throw shade at ruffle scarves, but...
So, before we announce the winner, let's show
what's
you what
prize?
you win. Okay.
Yes.
So, there's a couple of skeins of yarn that you win. This one is some baby llama from Illimani, and I'm afraid I don't have the tag with me because they are notorious for falling off.
Just because it's so soft.
Yeah, it's super soft, and they tie the tags on with the yarn, and then the yarn like unties itself. But it's super pretty. So it's like a neutral gray. It's undyed, and it's super super soft. It's worsted weight. There's about 200 meters to the ball, so it's enough for like a little cowl or a hat or some really soft mittens or all kinds of things. And then we also have another skein from Illimani. This one has a tag. So this is one of our stupid lighting. That kind of works. There you go. So this is the Amelie and the light gray.
It's beautiful.
Actually, that's not the light gray. That's the medium gray, isn't it?
Yeah, the light gray is almost white.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a medium gray. Color ZL60.
Descriptive.
Very.
It's like a dove gray.
Yeah.
It's our favorite shade of gray.
So this one is 56 mulberry silk, 40% alpaca, and 4% merino. And we call this the marshmallow yarn because it was at Knit City. If you saw
we
it.
do.
Well, I call it the marshmallow yarn because the white actually feels like a marshmallow. It's super light and super.
It's the one I knit the She Love shot.
Yeah,
that we premiered at Knit City,
and it's so nice and so soft, and you can just like
that the aforementioned
just pet it.
Jenny of Lone Larch is madly obsessed with.
Oh yes, that's right.
Which was hilarious.
I
loved it, Jenny, the fact that you're like, you just put it here and you're like, I'll just leave this here for you.
It's so nice. You just want to hold on to it all the time.
It's pretty great.
So you get that, and then we have a little sheepy pin.
It's a raven, a pineapple, and a sheep.
I'm not really sure why the raven is sitting on a pineapple on the back of a sheep, but it's a fun pin, so...
I don't know. Why does a sparrow carry a pineapple across England? No one knows.
Is that a thing?
It's Monty Python.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with that one.
It's okay.
So that's what you win. So,
we did random number generator off camera because
yes.
I always feel like it's too much pressure to do it on camera.
Plus, we need all the screens, and my main screen is there already being used. So,
we did. It was 2 through 55.
Yes,
and we came up with post 43, which is
it's Deborah, also known as Autumn Moon 88, and Deborah is one of our guild members. We just saw her on Tuesday.
Yep.
And shall we say what Deborah knit?
Yes, please do. Do you want to do it or should I?
I can do it.
Okay.
So Deborah knit a G-string underwear out of red licorice for, I believe she said it was for a bridal shower.
I was like, I hope it was a gift.
Yeah.
Because if you wore it, Deborah, it sounds really uncomfortable.
But she said it was really weird to knit too because, of course, the stickiness of the licorice rubs off on the needles, and then she was knitting it with wearing latex gloves.
I guess you probably have to because it's candy.
Yeah, and because the heat of your hands would melt the licorice, which would be...
There's a copy of it. There's only been one, though. That's much better than last time we filmed here.
Usually it's super quiet. All you hear are the emergency vehicles.
That's true. Although, question, Deborah. How did you join? Did you do one really long piece of licorice? Did you weave in ends? Did you spit splice them? I need answers.
It's probably that there used to be kits that you could buy to knit them, and it's the licorice whip, like the thin stuff, right?
Yeah.
But still, the lengths are only so long.
They're not, the longest I've seen has been an arm length.
Yeah, like a meter or something, right?
So how did you weave in ends? Did you just glue them together? What did you do? I need answers.
Did you melt them and
Oh God, that
Oh,
must have
no.
smelled gross.
Yeah, no, that
Just
was
like take a
hard.
glue gun to it and like, because I don't think they'd actually eat it. Like, would you?
I'm not even going to touch that one because I don't need to know.
I'm like, I don't think.
I think the idea is that you can.
Yeah, can, but would you though? If someone knit you a G-string was like Merry Christmas, would you actually eat it? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Be like, you knit me a G-string out of licorice. I don't think I'd eat it.
And maybe that's why she wore the rubber gloves.
Maybe. I don't know. Deborah, we need more details. If you still, like, if you have a picture, bring it to Guild.
Yes.
Just, like, let us all know. It's a
Yeah, that would
Christmas
be a
party.
great show and share. You should totally show that.
You shouldn't have told us, though. We're just gonna, like, you're forever known as the
Oh my
licorice
goodness.
G-string lady on the internet. Congratulations,
Oh, that's
Deborah.
so funny.
It's not like you do a bunch of other stuff on here. It's not like you're really important in your own way. It's not like you're, like, one of the first people in the knitting community I ever met. It was, like, her and Barb. It was my first ever, like, knit in public group.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I met her and Barb at a Starbucks in, where is it? Oh, crud.
Where did they used to do
It was right on the, no, they moved around. It was the...
Because there was a Richmond one. They have, like, there's a huge Richmond knit group that meets at the Blends out in Steveston.
No, it wasn't there. It was, like, one that, it moves around
part of that, though.
all over the place. It's, like, it's not the Terminal City Yarn Wranglers. Anyhow,
Oh.
my first ever attempt and foray into, like, the public knitting community before I worked for Glenda was going to a Starbucks. And I met Barb, and I met Deborah, and I was knitting the sweater that took me over a year to finish.
Oh, the blackberry one?
Yep. And, yeah, and I was awkward and weird, and thank you for not being mean to me, because if you'd been mean to me, I probably would have never talked to knitters ever again.
And
so
now,
thank you.
years later, she's still awkward and weird.
Still awkward and weird, but I've grown into my awkward and weirdness. No, it's sometimes when, like, someone's at the beginning of their journey, it can be a bit hard when you're farther on your journey to remember what it was like to be at the beginning. So thank you for remembering what it was to be like at the beginning of your journey and not judging my kind of oversized Knit Picks cabled sweater. So thank you.
And let us know how you would like us to get the prize to you. We could mail it to you, or we could bring it to you if you're coming to the December Guild meeting, or I know sometimes you pop by the store. Just let us know. Send us an email at the shop.
Yeah. Sorry.
in-
Glazed right over that. You don't actually want your yarn, do you? I'll just keep it.
Yeah, send us an email or PM one of us on Ravelry, and we will send it to you. All the squishy things.
Been thoroughly molested. Congratulations.
I'll put it back in plastic now.
So, congratulations, Deborah. Sorry, I got totally distracted. Yeah.
I think that's all.
Yeah. We're, the only other store news we have is we added 2 new classes
Oh, yes.
up at the store. I'm working on getting the classes for the new year up.
Yes.
So hopefully, I'm hoping to have those together and up by the beginning of December for anyone who's local and cares. Hopefully, I'm thinking about teaching a Clark pullover class. We'll have more sock classes, possibly different sweater classes.
Yes.
Maybe other things. The world's a mystery right now. But
The new classes, though, are the slipper class for the slippers that Bernadette showed you earlier. Kelsey's also doing a cabled headband.
Yes.
If you haven't knit cables before, it's a really fun way to learn them.
Yep, and all of them are 1 day, 3-hour workshops. So if you have a day free and want to knit in the class, you knit a slipper. So you knit 1 slipper, and then you have to go knit the other one on your own. Or you can teach there's 2 different dates for the couch and slipper workshop. So in theory, if you like have no other time, you could just take both.
Yeah.
And then you'd have a pair done. And then there's the cabled headband is between the 2 couch and workshops, and it's just a chunky, simple cabled headband that Kelsey designed. And then hopefully I'll have the other classes up in December. That's all I have. I have lost my mind.
On that note, how about
So, thank you for
Take a
sticking
night.
with us. We will see you guys in 2 weeks, hopefully.
2 weeks?
Bye. Bye.